Our journey to finding the North Star metric starts with organizing a workshop. You might be wondering, why a workshop? Well, a workshop isn't just a meeting. It's an all hands on deck kind of deal. Let me elaborate. First, you want to include stakeholders from different departments. Product managers, CEOs, engineers, sales, marketing, customer support, everyone. The reason is simple. The North Star metric will guide the entire organization, not just one department. Each team will have its unique perspective on what really drives value for users and the business, making the discussion rich and the outcome more actionable. Next, it's important to assign a facilitator or a lead for the workshop. Most often, that's going to be you, the product manager. The facilitator's role is to guide the process, keep the conversation on track, and make sure the workshop's objectives are met. It's a balancing act between giving everyone a voice and ensuring that the conversation remains focused and productive. Lastly, preparation is key. You don't want to walk into a workshop and ask, "What's up? What should our North Star metric be?" without any groundwork. Make sure to prepare some ground materials in advance. Current product metrics, user behavior trends, and even some potential North Star metrics based on your initial thoughts. This will serve as a foundation for the discussion and make the workshop more fruitful. A well-organized workshop is the first major step in identifying a North Star metric that aligns everyone in your organization and drives your mobile app towards success. If you think finding your North Star metric is something you can do in a quick meeting, think again. A well-thought-out agenda is what you need to get this right. And let's show you an example of what such an agenda might look like. Your day kicks off with a welcome and an introduction. These 15 minutes serve to set the stage, outline the day's objectives, and allow participants to introduce themselves. This isn't just an icebreaker. It's about aligning everyone towards a unified goal from the get-go. And it doesn't hurt to bring a few sandwiches. Next up, we focus on understanding the North Star metric concept. This is where you lay the groundwork. You'll present what a North Star metric is, the critical role, and showcase some compelling examples from other companies. Ending the section with a short Q&A for clarification will help ensure that everyone starts off on the right foot. From there, the spotlight is on the current state analysis. You can't know where you're going if you don't even know where you are. Present your existing company metrics, shed light on customer behavior patterns, and highlight existing challenges. This will be followed by a group discussion to draw out observations and initial insights, setting the stage for an informed dialogue throughout the day. Then everyone gets a well-deserved break. Don't underestimate this time. It often allows for informal discussions and reflections that can fuel later segments of the workshop. Post-break, the gear shifts to brainstorming session. This is where participants write down their thoughts on potential North Star metrics and Post-it notes, followed by a group sharing session. Remember, the more ideas on the table, the richer the final selection can be. Now you're going to break into smaller groups to analyze the pros and the cons of the proposed North Star metrics. Each group will then synthesize their discussions into selecting one North Star metric that they feel most aligns with the company's goals. Next is the presentation of group outcomes. This is where each group spokesperson comes up and shares their chosen North Star metric and the rationale behind it. It's followed by an open discussion, providing a forum for immediate feedback and a diversity of perspective. It's not just about presenting, it's about refining through collective intelligence. Then you'll engage in a deep dive into top North Star metric proposals. You've had your initial discussions. Now it's time for a forensic level of scrutiny. Using available data and potential future implications, you'll assess the feasibility, challenges, and benefits of the top 2 to 3 North Star metrics. This will be your foundation for decision-making. Next, we focus on finalizing the North Star metric. By this point, it's time to take a vote. Whether you opt for dot voting or an anonymous polling, the key is to come to a quick consensus. After finalizing, a quick discussion follows on how this metric aligns with your company's goals and what immediate next steps are. Moving on, you'll delve into action plan development. This isn't just about theory. It's about creating a concrete, actionable roadmap. In breakout sessions, and you'll identify strategies and tactics and define specific roles, responsibilities, and timelines. This ensures that your North Star metric isn't just a concept, but a catalyst for actionable change. Finally, it's time to wrap up and review. Recap the day's discussions, set dates for follow-up meetings, and perhaps most importantly, conduct a quick feedback session to learn from the experience. This will help you understand what worked well and what could be improved for future workshops. All right, now that we've covered how to meticulously plan and conduct your workshop, to identify the ideal Northstar metric. You might be thinking, what's next? We found our Northstar metric. So are we all set here? Well, not quite. Identifying your Northstar metric is a crucial step, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. A Northstar metric without a compass is just a distant light, right? The real work starts now. How do you make it more than just a metric on a dashboard? How do you ingrain it into every DNA of your organization? So let's navigate the subsequent steps to not only communicate and integrate the pivotal metric, but also to continually monitor, adjust, and refine your strategies around it. And with that, let's dive into what comes after the workshop. Don't keep the Northstar metric a secret. Share its importance with every team member, whether it's through an all-hands meeting, internal memos, or team briefings. And make sure everyone understands what this metric is and why it's important. The Northstar metric is not just a lofty ideal. It should influence your daily operations. Build processes and reporting structures around it so that your team knows not just what to measure, but how to act based on those measurements. So you've communicated and you've integrated. Now what's next? You monitor and analyze regularly. Your Northstar metric isn't a set it and forget it affair. Constant vigilance is key to understanding how you're progressing towards your goals. Also, make adjustments if necessary. Your Northstar metric is not carved in stone. As your business evolves and as you learn more about what truly brings value to your users, be prepared to revisit and possibly revise your Northstar metric. Build a dashboard for your Northstar and input metrics. This will provide a visual representation of your Northstar metric and its associated metrics, making it easier for everyone to understand the current state of play. We'll dive deeper into this in the Measure chapter of the course. Lastly, review your input metrics. These are the metrics that feed into your Northstar. Scrutinize them for gaps or inconsistencies. Are there any areas that are underperforming? Are there any areas in the user journey where there's a big drop-off? Once you've identified these gaps, start the discovery process. Define which input metrics you need to improve to influence your Northstar metric in a positive way. The discovery process is the topic of our next chapter. I look forward to seeing you there.